It's episode 192 of Seddy Bimco, part 2, The Revenge.
Episode what now?
At 192.
Only 8 more episodes to the end.
Maybe, because we're going to talk about the movie Screamers, Island of the Fishmen, Island of the Fishmen.
It's like 50
Island
names.
of the Mutations.
I'll talk about it. Yeah.
Made in 1981, right? Did I get that right?
I heard 79, and then new stuff was added in 81.
In that case, I won't tell you how many years since Star Wars. Don't want to.
Okay.
Don't.
Yeah, it's debatable.
But we start every Revenge episode with revenge questions.
Ooh, let's hear them, Tim.
I got a tricky one for you.
We don't start with revenge questions. Is this?
Yes, I do.
You're gaslighting our audience. You start with your old age questions.
Well, it's an age-old question about revenge.
Okay.
I've got a tier, George.
Like a tier, like
tier
a level,
questions.
or a tier like crying.
Levels. Watch this.
Yes.
Did Susan ever get revenge on her friend who convinced her to buy a waterbed, even though Susan easily got seasick? And George, that's a joke a kid would tell and giggle, right?
No,
it's like a dad joke.
It's
a kid's joke.
It's a joke that a man with cognitive difficulties would tell.
Now, George, here's a joke a teenager would tell when you get into teenage years. It's going to be blue. That's what happens.
Right.
You hate blue. Did Susan ever get revenge on her friend who convinced her to buy a waterbed, even though everyone knows Susan has no problem getting wet? See, and then a teenager would giggle and run away. But here's Tim Hamilton's joke.
Tim Hamilton's joke is something that a man
seasoned.
in his 300s would say.
Did Susan ever get revenge on her friends? What was the question? Convinced her to buy a waterbed.
Oh, my Lord.
A waterbed. Even though she's still traumatized by the time she helped raise money to get a waterbed for that little Make-A-Wish porcupine.
Yeah, that's a real fucking Tim Hamilton turd.
It's Seddy Bimco, part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
It's a porcupine. Make-A-Wish. Come on.
Yeah, it is, Tim. You're right. Yeah.
Seddy Bimco, part 2, The Revenge. We're here every 2 weeks. Hey, George,
I like that your
how are
joke
you?
was arguably worse than the one a child would tell.
No.
Yes, Tim, yes. Yes, Ed. I'm good, Tim. I'm just recovering from... Again, I'm so sick of traveling, Tim.
Don't tell people
I feel like
that.
this entire year... I just overdid it. I feel like I've been home for like 2 weeks. I'm so tired. I'm just tired all the time. And now I brought a sickness home, and the sickness has infected my wife.
You're so tired you don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do. I just got back. You don't know this, Tim. I just got back like 3 hours ago from another overnight visit in New Jersey to a school.
Well, the kids love it, so don't be a downer.
Here's the thing. I'm very lucky that I get asked to these places. I'm very lucky that I have all these opportunities. I just have done a poor job of organizing my own life, so I'm lashing out at all those around me.
My neighbor.
I overpacked it. Yeah, which neighbor?
Just a neighbor. Not going to talk about people
No,
here.
give me their name.
Her
and
11-year-old niece is coming to visit her, and she's really into graphic novels. And I was like, does she know Olympians? She goes, oh, she loves Olympians. And so I know George, and I'm going to get him come over and surprise her niece.
Nice. Okay, yeah, come over. I'll scare a small child. It's going to be good.
No, she loves your books.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tim.
No,
thanks
just kidding.
Thanks for spreading the good word. And I should just say, for those of you who are just listening for the first time, Tim Hamilton, my co-host, and I, we're cartoonists.
Oh, right.
I'm best known for the series Olympians, which Tim just mentioned. Tim I'd say you're best known for your work in The New Yorker, followed closely thereafter. Well, actually, because you were once a Fahrenheit 451, the graphic novel adaptation, that did result in you being once a question asked on Jeopardy.
It did.
Where were you when you got that news again?
I was in New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
I just done an appearance.
And who was the person that called to tell you?
The statue of Bud Abbott. He's got a statue in New Jersey.
Old man reference, got it. Yes, 300 years old. And was it Lou Costello's ghost that called you to tell you?
Yes.
Is his name Lou Costello?
Yes, the other person. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Right. Lou Costello was the statue, I think. Bud Abbott was the.
Bud Abbott was the straight man, right?
Yeah, he was the straight man.
Lou Costello was famously
totally gay.
Okay. Hey, we made the same joke. Hey, we're good. You know what people really like when old men make jokes like that?
Well, I got a young person news flash on my phone just now because they're filming something at our park.
Ooh. Oh, this is the same park, for those of you who are longtime listeners, that Tim has released perhaps dozens, but maybe only one mouse repeatedly
17
into
mice.
the environment. 17. I thought it was
2 years ago. They're all gone.
Mice live for hundreds of years sometimes.
Well, they're filming something there because I'm there early with a dog and many dogs, and the dogs love the craft services. People are just hugging their boxes of meat, trying to keep it from the dogs. But it's a show with Lindsay Lohan filming, if you're a fan out there.
Yeah,
young
Tim.
person reference. Young
Tim,
person
she's,
reference.
no, Tim, she's not young anymore. I'm pretty sure she's a grandma at this point.
Was she in Freaky Friday?
She was, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to
Lindsay
go. I'm going to
Lohan.
look it up right now. Guess how old do you think Lindsay Lohan is? How old do you think she is, Tim?
She's probably 25.
She's 39 years old, Tim.
See, that's nothing. Nothing.
But I like in your world, it's like that new up-and-coming actor, Lindsay Lohan. She's only been famous since the 1990s.
She was in Freaky Friday. And
She
Herbie
was?
the Love Bug, right? She did a remake.
You're right, she was. Yep, and she was in Star Wars.
Was she? I wouldn't
Yeah,
know.
she's in the cantina scene.
Yeah. She wasn't born. She could be in the
she's-
new movie. I wouldn't know it.
She could be. She might be. Let's assume she is in one of the new films.
Are you going to watch the movie Baby Yoda and
Is
what's
there? There's a
There's a movie.
Mandalorian.
You don't-
a movie?
yes.
No,
You don't
I didn't
know
know
that?
this. No,
Oh my
no.
God.
Is it theatrical release?
Yes.
Is Tim, is it
believe you
in
don't know
theaters
this.
right now?
I don't know when it comes out, but the trailer's out.
Okay. I have in my travels recently noticed that there's been a little bit more like Grogu shit that I'm just seeing around in the world, Baby Yoda, and I was kind of like, I honestly thought it was stuff that was on clearance or something, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just that like that's coming back.
Yeah, you're up to date on
Literally the
called?
only movie I
It?
know that's coming out. I did watch.
Welcome to-
Welcome to Derry.
That was terrible.
I liked it.
I have a lot of things. Listen,
and
George,
Masters of
George.
the Universe. I'm excited for that. Yes, Tim.
We're going to call him.
Play.
You have a fireman friend,
Yes,
and I've met him, and he's been on the show.
he's been on the show as a guest.
I would like to have him call in and talk about the scene in that show where a girl is in a house that's burning down, and she gets in a metal box, and the other kid's like, "You'll be safe in this metal box." And the next morning, she gets up and she's fine. She just stayed in a metal box while the house burned down around her.
It's really
Didn't that
funny.
bother you?
No, because I actually did ask him about that, and he has a reason why it worked. If you remember, the little Cuban boy lays on top of the box,
Okay. She
and he
sucked the life
became
out of
an
him?
ice Cuban.
Wow.
And he
You got me.
This is a good show.
I thought you had something serious to say.
Nah. No, I mean, that scene was, let's be honest. That scene...
And the firemen came in. They're like, "Oh, there's a little girl. We're going to keep walking around."
Yep.
There's a dead child there.
No, I did watching the movie. I was kind of like, this part's, they're just like kind of leaving a kid there. This doesn't work for me. And also, if you recall, Tim, that was also, I think, concurrent with a crazy lady dressed up as a clown wandering around in the woods.
Right.
So those I'm going to say those firefighters in that movie, for like spoilers, it's like episode 4 of 6, so we're kind of right in the middle.
Yeah.
Those firefighters really did a poor job.
They did.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah, we
was
should-
a bar in the woods only for black people. And
The
it
Black
was the
Spot,
50s.
it was called.
And it was
Yeah.
America. I was going to say it was the 50s, but now I say it's America, so they didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
I mean, that's kind of,
Fun stuff.
unfortunately, that's kind of the thing that's in there, yeah. Tim, you know what I did this week? Aside from spending most of this week in a feverish haze, which is not even a lie, like...
Yes, you were sick. We talked about that before.
Yeah, we probably do. That's probably in the beginning. But aside from that, while in still a bit of a feverish haze, I tried to listen to your recommendation, not your recommendation, your plug that you put at the end of the last episode we recorded together.
Called 70 millimeter rejected, but it
Yep.
was, or Bat and Spider rejected. Yes,
Yeah,
you tried
and so-
to listen.
Well, I don't know what the hell is going on. Occasional co-host Kevin Cablasto tried valiantly to wrangle the assorted group of miscreants and misanthropes.
I thought Dirk tried to wrangle us.
No, it was definitely Cablasto took control. Dirk, I just don't think Dirk is a real person. I think he's a man pretending to be British. Marcy, I don't think Marcy even once in that entire conversation was on topic. You were the most restrained person, which says a lot.
Wow, yeah.
But I have a question, Tim.
What?
I downloaded this thing. It was kind of hard to find this episode. It was kind of hard to find this podcast, to be honest. It's episode 70.
Of the 70 millimeter. So
yeah,
I guess.
So how long? All right. Who does this show normally? Because you were a guest.
We were guests. That it's totally like none of us that were on that show were the regular people. They just got sat behind as producer and hit record. Who? You want me to name them? I can't name them.
No, it's just it was like a secret listening to a podcast that my co-host of this one does, seeing it was episode 70, I was just like, what is this thing? So is it every week there's just new fake people on it? No,
I think it's episode 70 because they talk about movies and then they just did a secret little mini-series and they just kept the numbering of their podcast,
And so the secret mini-series...
The 70 millimeter show just talks about movies.
Okay.
So they did the secret mini-series and they let us take over.
Okay.
Redacted.
So how many episodes have you all done?
1. And there were guest stars on other ones that did like the other episodes that they didn't. So
if you were somebody who was like a 70 millimeter fan, like you tune in week after week,
I'd be
just
angry,
this one week there's just 4 people you've never heard of just talking. What is 70 millimeters connection to our occasional sparring co-hosts, our sparring partners, Bat and Spider? Like what's going on there?
They often get together with. The one host gets together with Dale of Bat and Spider, and one of them picks the hind end of the horse costume and the front end of the horse costume, and they get together and dress up as.
I'm glad we settled where
they're friends.
Madness with.
They're friends.
Okay. Just weird. It was like a weird spin-off of a. Like, no offense to Bat and Spider, because I don't think we're currently battling with them. I'm like, they're so big that they have multiple imitation podcasts. What's going on? Yes. I didn't know it was going. Basically, I had no idea what was going on the entire time I listened to it. At no point was any of this made clear to me. And I listened to the entire episode and was like, I didn't know what I had just heard.
Well, we talked about Double Dragon, right?
Yeah, you talked about Double Dragon, but like I didn't understand anything. And Cablasto, bless your heart, you tried your best to keep those people on track, but I think you chose the wrong people to choose. Again, I'll say when Tim Hamilton is your most reliable collaborator, you've done something wrong.
You have. I didn't even bring a list.
Yeah,
Dirk did a list.
Yes, Dirk, the quote-unquote English person.
Of the movie mixtape. I'll give him a shout-out.
Yep.
Him and Marcy.
Yeah, I have to say, hearing the two of them, I've listened to movie mixtape in the past, but listening to them on 70 millimeter rewind, I don't know how they function as a podcast. That was insane. So, folks, if this doesn't go listen to it. 70 millimeter rewind, episode 70. I want to say Double Dragon, where they're Butt and Speedo instead of Bat and Spider. It's layers upon layers. You know how I always tease like that this podcast is you can't get this podcast impenetrable. I have to reach. I take back because I have now seen what true impenetrability is, and its name is 70 millimeter rewind.
Redacted, I think. Is it redacted?
Oh, redacted. Oh my god.
It was fun.
Also, it was like 3 hours long.
Why was it 20? I think it was hour 20.
Seemed like 3 hours.
You hit double speed when you listened to it, I'm sure. Or did you hit slow speed?
That's why they all sounded like this.
Before you segue, because I can sense it coming.
Yep.
Because we're heading towards issue 200, and it may end.
Or episode 200, as we said.
Episode 200, or issue 200. I have many issues.
Yes, you do.
George forgot about this, I'm sure.
No, I actually have one. I thought we'd do it at the end, but I'm ready.
Oh. I came up with ideas
Tim is,
for...
yeah.
Oh.
Replacement. Because Tim and Tim has been doing this since episode 200. The show's gone through about 300
Since
permutations.
episode 200? Since episode 1.
Tim has been doing this for 200
0.
episodes since episode 1. The show's gone through about 3 permutations since then. I joined at about the first permutation, and then I outlasted John Kelly as host, and then we kind of like switched again. We've just been going through all these different things, and we're reaching 200, and we both looked at each other, Tim and I, and we're like, this really has to stop.
Maybe.
We have 4 listeners.
Oh, no.
All of whom are on 70mm rewind.
They're in Australia.
And
Hello,
one guy in Australia. Yeah. Hello, Australia. Like, it's just, we're looking like 200. Like, pretty much it's been like every 50 episodes or so, there's been a major rehauling. So we're like, there could be no greater rehauling than maybe just stopping Seddy Bimco at 200 and coming up with a new one. And last week, or last time Tim and I recorded, there might be an episode in between, Tim had share with us his podcast idea, Beep Beep.
Okay.
Which was, it was dramatic retellings of Roadrunner cartoons.
No, we were going to discuss each trap that the coyote created.
Each trap that the coyote created.
Because that makes a longer podcast.
Yes.
There's maybe 5-6 traps in an episode. I don't know.
Yeah, that's about right. So my podcast, my replacement podcast for Seddy Bimco,
Okay.
I'm calling it Beep Boop. And
Is he trying to capture Betty Boop?
No, that's actually pretty good, though. Tim, you don't chase Betty Boop. Every
She
week,
chases you.
Tim, you use your knowledge, you retell Star Wars, a movie that you have actually evinced very little actual knowledge of. Despite mentioning every single week, it comes down to 3 references. Aunt Beru being burned, Ponda Boba in the trash compact, in Mos Eisley, and the defective waste port, whatever thing in the Death Star. So Tim is going to exhaustively explain everything he knows about Star Wars, but you're going to do it entirely from the point of view of Kenny Baker's own R2-D2.
Oh, nice.
Hence
I'm going to do that.
Boop.
You're not going to help me?
Nah, I figure you kick me off the podcast at this point. So the replacement podcast is just going to be you doing the R2-D2 noises, beep, boop, 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 and so forth and so on.
You should
It's going to run for 50 episodes.
You should do it from the viewpoint of the creature in the trash compactor. They never even meet. That's not very good.
Yeah, no. I mean, I will do that right now. Here I am swimming. Here I am swimming in the trash. Ooh, I'm going to eat this farm boy. Oh, he got away. Oh no, the Death Star blew up. That's Star Wars from his point of view.
No, he came from somewhere. Come on, whole prequel. Where'd he come
you
from?
want a prequel?
How'd he or she get there?
I assume he was actually in Luke's underpants the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a good podcast. So that's mine. The replacement podcast, Beep Boop, adding it to Beep Beep.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I should have built on that, but
yeah. Well, you did. You made me talk about the trash compactor monster.
my replacement would be called How Much Wood Can a Woodchuck Chuck If Chuck Had a Woodchuck?
And are we talking Chuck from Bat and Spider Chuck?
Well, each week we're gonna name a real or fictitious Chuck or Charles and talk about what their life would be like if they had a pet woodchuck.
Like Chuck Berry?
Could be.
Like Chuck Brown?
Could be. I thought
Like
of
Chuck Wood?
Charles Dickens. If he had a pet woodchuck, he would put a talking woodchuck into a Christmas Carol, so it would better segue into a Muppet Christmas Carol because he was very forward thinking.
He was. He was like, in 180 years, there's going to be this like Muppets. That works.
I figured away you're going to say Charles Xavier. I was all ready for it.
I was going to say Chuck Xavier just now. And
he would say, "To me, my X-Men." And
he goes, "To me, my woodchucks."
Yes.
And then he shaves it bald because he can't stand, and he paralyzes it because he can't stand.
What?
Because he's bald and in a wheelchair.
Oh, all right.
And he wants to spread. He wants to share the pain.
That's what he would do with his pet woodchuck. Okay.
Yep.
I also thought Chuck Norris. He would probably train his pet woodchuck to attack him when he comes home, just like Kato from the Pink Panther movies. And
I figure he would just train it to be right wing and now dead.
That too.
Yeah. Who else? Charlie Brown?
He could never defeat it, and so he'd have to hire a grounds person who looks like Bill Murray to come and combat maybe.
Oh, nice. Wait, that was a gopher, though.
Aren't they the same?
Yeah,
Charlie Brown, you're saying?
Charlie Brown, yep.
I guess.
Yep. He's always having Lucy Van Pelt hold the woodchuck still as he runs to kick it, and she pulls it at the last second, and he falls his back and goes, "Ack!" Don't you remember? He's always trying to kick the football. Yeah,
but I don't think he'd kick a woodchuck. I think the woodchuck would bite Lucy.
Why do you think?
Saying, woodchuck germs. Quick, hot
Tim,
water.
you know the very famous first appearance of Charlie Brown, right? In the comic.
I do. They watch him walk by.
Yeah, Shirley and a girl are walk down the street and goes, "There goes good old Charlie Brown." Yep, good old Charlie Brown.
Yes.
How I hate him.
And that's because
Prequel,
they saw him.
Do you know why?
Kicking a woodchuck.
Kicking woodchuck. That's why everybody hates him, because he's always kicking woodchucks.
Got it.
Yep. And how about Chuck from Bat and Spider? What would he do with a woodchuck? I think he'd just fuck it.
He's always seeing animals. If you listen to his show, like a bear,
a bat,
and
a spider.
A bat. That's how he got his name. He saw a bat fly through the window.
He goes, "Oh, a bat! It strikes fear to my criminal heart."
I must do a podcast. He'd be nice to it, I think.
I think.
Speaking of being nice.
Yep. Is that your segue?
Speaking of seeing a bat in your window and screaming.
Yeah.
This movie is sometimes called Screamers, Island of the Fishmen, and I don't know why.
Yeah. So, in case you are a hypothetical listener who tried to watch this movie, because this was so fucking hard to find on Tubi.
Was it? Oh, because of the name.
For me, because I would type in Screamers and it wouldn't come up. I would type in Island of the Fishmen, it wouldn't come up. The only way I was able to get this movie to come up reliably was to go in Google, type it, and then follow it from there. Like
Screamers, Island of the Fishmen. Did you have to type that in? I forget.
I never was able to find it within Tubi. I was only able to find it outside of Tubi and then from in. So, can I read you a little bit of the back history of this just really quick?
Yeah.
So, it's called Island of the Fishmen or Island of the Mutations. It's originally an Italian film called L'isola dei Uomini Pesce. And it's a 1979 action horror film, it says. In 1980, after its original release, they cut 30 minutes of footage with it from the Italian version and put in new material for the international release, which that whole opening sequence is all brand new.
It looked better than the rest.
It did, actually. And this movie was first called Something Waits in the Dark. And it didn't do well. So then they re-edited it again. And then in 1981, they released it as Screamers. So far, for those keeping it home, that's 4 or 5 different titles it's had in 2 years.
The title was not the problem.
Then, so they,
What's
Pesce? I'm just going to read you this part.
Pesce. Is that
Pesce
fish?
means fish, yeah.
That's right.
I mean, that literally translates as L'isola is the island, delle of the uomini, man, Pesce is fish.
Was he in that movie, My Cousin Vinny?
Oh, yeah. You know Joe Pesci is a fish, right? Everybody, that's well known. Yeah.
That's why he did so well in that movie.
I think I actually told you some of this last week. I don't remember if it was on the podcast or not.
I cut it all out.
After being acquired by American distributors New World Pictures, Miller Drake was hired to pen and helm a new opening for the film. This prologue featured Cameron Mitchell as a sea captain leading a gentleman who had squandered his family fortune in search of Atlantean treasure on the island. This footage contained grisly special makeup effects of Fishman-inflicted wounds created by Chris Wallace. Very gross, yes.
And good lighting.
It just looks better in general.
Yes.
After this re-release proved unsuccessful, another guy named Jim Wynorski, he re-released the film, recut it to Screamers, with a tagline about men turned inside out. A scene meant to evoke that tagline was filmed specifically for inclusion in a trailer designed to lure in audiences who had failed to give Something Waits in the Dark much notice. However, New World was forced to splice the footage from that trailer into theatrical prints after misled customers caused riots at drive-ins.
What?
Because there was nobody turned inside out. Unfortunately, because it was... I know. Unfortunately, though, since this footage was never included in the film's negative print, they just spliced into existing things. That scene is now absent in all the versions. So apparently there was originally a scene where this was...
I read about this, George, and I was looking forward to it. And when it wasn't in there, I just trashed my whole room.
That's why you're speaking to me from a garbage heap. Okay, I was wondering. I didn't want to say anything. And I also want to mention, we have mentioned a few times now, I was really sick. The first time I watched this, I was in the throes of a fever dream. And my joke was going to be, I was going to come on and record that just with my one time watching this while very, 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 very sick.
Why were you going to come on so sick?
Because I thought it'd be funny, and then I realized I was so sick I didn't want to be on talking. That's why I canceled our last recording thing. Mm-hmm. And also because I had watched the movie already when I was really, really sick, I remembered nothing. So I had to watch it again today.
You always watch these movies twice.
I do. Man, it's so hard to take notes and pay attention, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
But we get through it.
Watching the movie today, I realized that this movie was set in 1891. Didn't catch that the first time at all.
Yes, 1891, George. It's very important.
Yep. Yep.
And did you mention Ringo Starr's wife? She's in this.
Yes, Ringo Starr's wife, the Lady Starkey, also known as Barbara Bach.
Barbara Bach.
She's the female lead. You wouldn't know that from the opening bit because there seems to be another lady, but...
The opening of the movie is kind of like a bumper for a TV show, like Doctor Who. Like, oh, here's all this stuff, and now here's the theme song, and now we're going to start the story. Yeah,
so... we see a weird, scary... So I want to talk... I wrote pretty good notes for this part, so I want to talk through this. You could take over the rest of the show. So the bunch of the characters...
We're both doing this show. We're both
You do it by yourself. Bunch of characters on an island looking for treasure, and they've worked this guy named Captain Decker, this old captain...
It's 1891,
to this island. 1891.
They're all talking about that new feature in the Strand magazine. It's called Sherlock Holmes.
Yep.
But go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Yep. And so the characters are, there's an old mustache guy, there's the old captain, there's a young beardo guy, and there's a blonde lady. And they go onto this island where they're like, we hired you, captain, to take us to treasure. He's smoking a pipe. He's like, I did. They're like, okay, where are we going to this cave and look for the treasure? So the old mustache guy...
yeah, the deal was I brought you here. Now go find the treasure.
Yeah, now go find the treasure.
Bugger off.
And he does say, the natives say that this island is haunted. Mm-hmm. So we're like, oh boy, something's going to happen. The old mustache guy and the blonde lady go into a cave and they find a bunch of grizzly skeletons.
They're pretty good.
And she screams. They did look pretty good. She screams, and she's like, who could have those been? And he's like, I don't know. Look, they've only been there for a couple weeks. And while this is happening, the young beardo and the old captain wait outside. We keep seeing in the foreground clawed, webbed hands from something. It looks like walking around. And then the young beardo is looking into the woods or into the mist, and suddenly something grabs his head and pulls it off, and it's pretty gross. There's old tubes sticking out. Yeah. And inside the cave, the old mustache guy suddenly gets his throat torn out by another pair of these claws. Mm-hmm. And then outside the cave again with the young beardo, we see the old captain. He gets his heart pulled out by another set of claws. And then we cut back inside the cave again. The blonde lady's there, and the old mustache guy grabs her from behind, and she turns around and she screams. And he's sitting there, and his throat's been torn, but he's still alive. He's going, and then he dies. And then she backs up, and then the body of the old captain swings down and it hits her, and then she screams. And then a claw grabs her ankle, and she screams. And then she falls on the skeletons, and inexplicably the skeletons come to life.
Yeah.
And their eyes open, and they're like zombies, and that never comes back into the movie in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
And then she screams. And then she runs outside, and it's misty, and she's screaming. And she runs to the boat, and she finds the young beardo's head in there, and she screams. And then finally this goopy fishman grabs her, and she screams and dies. And we see the fishman completely. It's actually kind of a cool costume.
It is.
But it's really funny. We see it in this opening credit, because then the rest of the movie kind of waits his time to show us the fish monster again. Because this was that part that they refilmed when they added... This is the part they added onto. And then the movie starts again.
You want me to read the synopsis a bit so people know?
Yeah, because I didn't even think to do that.
Because it's the year 1891. A military doctor, Claude.
Yep.
He's a survivor of not one, but two shipwrecks. He washes ashore on a mysterious, uncharted Caribbean island along with a handful of convicts. Mm-hmm. when several of these convicts meet unfortunate ends at the hands of the titular fishmen, Claude and the other survivors flee to the jungle only to encounter the sadistic Edmund Rackham,
like Arthur Rackham,
and the beautiful Ringo Starr's wife, Barbara Bosch.
Tim, I did the same. I cut and pasted that same bit actually from Wikipedia, and I also changed her name to Lady Starkey.
Oh, Lady Starkey.
We're really not we're not recognizing her own merits.
Her name is Amanda.
The character's name is Amanda, played by Barbara Bach, who went on to marry Ringo Starr, and as we discovered last week when I was looking this movie up, she is now known as Lady Starkey because apparently he's a knight.
Well, they formed some charities, I read, so they did their own thing.
Cool. She was in the movie Caveman with Ringo Starr. I think that maybe is where they met.
Oh.
You ever see Caveman, Tim?
Long ago.
It was a favorite movie of mine when I was a child.
Really?
For those of you who don't know, it's like a movie where Ringo Starr of the Beatles plays a caveman in a weird prehistory where there's dinosaurs and cavemen and stuff. It's a very stupid movie with literally no English in it.
It used to be on HBO all the time.
It was on HBO all the time.
I remember a pee joke. Was there a pee joke?
There was I remember the scene I remember particularly was there's the dinosaur gets drunk on berries and then the blind caveman walks out and is feeling the dinosaur and is accidentally rubbing its bump, and so the dinosaur is getting like going ooh, and then he starts whacking it with his club. Yeah,
good stuff. Who wrote
and there's
that?
the bit when like they see dinosaur poo poo, and all the cavemen go like doo doo, and a running joke in this, and it's very unfortunate, is there's one Asian caveman because he's Asian, he's very smart, he speaks English, he's the only character in the movie, and he goes shit. And I thought that was funny as a kid because they said the S word.
Wow, I remember nothing of this movie.
Yeah, man, I watched this movie like probably 10 times as a kid.
Well, in this movie, poor Joseph Cotton is in this movie. Citizen Kane, Joseph Cotton. He was in Citizen Kane.
Did he play Dr. Martin?
The doctor they find who's doing the experiments. The only guy who does some acting. Because Claude is kind of a piece of wood.
I thought Claude was actually surprisingly good, and I also thought that the bad guy, Rackham, was pretty good.
Yeah.
He talked like this, didn't he? I'm very evil. He actually at one point says, I'm quite dreadful, aren't I?
Man, there's so many movies like this when I was a kid. It's very H.G. Wells, the whole like wash up on an island and find something scary going on.
Yeah, this is Island of Dr. Moreau.
Only just fish.
Although, it kind of like seems it's going another direction, which I was pretty intrigued by, and then it pulls back. So what Tim said, Lieutenant Claude. He's a ship doctor.
No,
and
he's
their boat has
the boat police. He's in charge of these convicts, right?
Well, no, he was the doctor on the boat.
Okay,
he's the only one of the crew members who survived, and he's on a lifeboat with a bunch of convicts. And we learned that when the boat was sinking, he actually went back and freed the convicts so they wouldn't drown. But he's still like trying to maintain order. He's like, as soon as we get rescued, I'm gonna get you on another prison boat.
I think they say that like, doesn't matter if we get rescued, you're just gonna lock us up again.
And he's like, and he says, yes, I am. It's like, Claude, maybe say you're not gonna. And so they're on this boat, and there's a character that's introduced there. Well, there's a bunch of characters.
Jose is the one we live with for a while. Claude and Jose.
And then there's the guy Peter, who's like the bad convict, who's like, I think we should kill him. But Jose is like, his whole thing is like, he's got like a bit of a walleye. He's a convict.
He's secondhand Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, he definitely would try for those roles. Everybody's badly dubbed on this boat too, which is pretty funny. And Jose's like, I heard there's giant octopuses in the water. And then suddenly their boat gets like sped up and like comes racing towards this island. And I'm like, wow, are we gonna have giant octopuses?
No.
What I think happens is the fishmen grab it and they smack it into the boat and they kill a couple of the guys who we didn't really learn. And then it's the next morning, and we're with our hero, Claude, again. He wakes up on the beach, and he's like, oh, and he's walking around, and he goes inward a little bit.
Has this ever happened to anyone, George, though?
What, where they...
If you fall in the water, I think you drowned. So many movies, people wake up on the beach. I'm like, I think you would have drowned if you were unconscious on the beach. Anyway, it's just a nitpick for me. That happens a lot.
The way I always assume it, Tim, is that he was conscious when he gets to the beach, and he's so exhausted from swimming, he falls asleep on the water.
Okay.
Because if you're right, if he's unconscious, why is he not dead?
Yep.
He would just go underwater, immediately breathe, and drown.
Why is he not covered with little crabs?
I mean, he does, but that was a condition he had beforehand. 'Cause he sleeps with dirty people. Yeah. He sees this fresh water bubbling inland, and it's like bubbling. Like, so I'm like, that seems not right. And he runs up and he's going to drink it, and he notices there's a corpse of one of the other convicts in there. He's like, he's just in time to save Jose from drinking it.
Yeah. Don't drink it.
And he's like, Jose, don't drink it. And Jose's like, but giant octopuses. And then he and Jose are walking around, and they find another convict named Francois. And Francois like, I found Skip and Peter.
And Gary, I wrote. Or are you going somewhere with that? And Jim? I don't know. I have these names written down.
So Jim is the one. They're like, did you find Jim yet? They're like, no, we haven't found Jim.
And
they cut to Jim, and Jim, we do see Jim walking along the shore, and he finds the boat they were walked up on.
Oh, yes.
And he goes and he lifts it up, and there's like this really goopy corpse under it. Mm-hmm. And he screams, and he turns around, and then we see a hand, like with clawed hand, just come like rake his face, and he goes, and falls back. That's Jim.
Okay.
So Jim dies. They don't ever see what happened to Jim.
Poor Jim.
Yeah. So Jim dies. Skip dies. Oh, no. Did Skip die yet? I don't know.
They find other people bathing in water, and they want to look for food.
Yeah. And so
they find an ugly duckling. Like they're just going to eat it. Did you notice that? It's like
a flamingo, but yeah.
Caribbean island. I thought it was a goose.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a flamingo.
Okay.
We get our sense that Claude is actually a pretty good guy here, even though like some of the dudes, Peter especially, want to kill him. Claude's big symbol of power is he has a knife. And Francois is like, I want to go hunting, find some food. And he's like, you can't do that, Francois. And everyone's like, why? You think you're giving orders? He's like, no, you need to use my knife. And Francois was like,
because of the giant octopuses.
Because of the giant octopuses.
Baby.
And he goes off and he tackles what Tim thinks was an ugly duckling. And then he also gets killed in the exact same fucking way as Jim did, where he turns around, he screams. And then they hear him screaming, and they all go running, the people who survived, and they find Francois' body laying in the water. And someone's like, I think Jose's, my God, an alligator got him. And Claude's like, alligators don't tear up a man like that.
I know.
Tim, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what alligators do.
I think so.
Alligators, he's just I know you're saying he's a hunk of wood. He's like, if he wasn't so obviously Italian, he would have been like a 1950s sort of leading man guy, like just a big block of white wood who was being super patronizing and like says, now you're being hysterical, dear, and just being a real fucking shit. He's cut from that cloth, but his Italianness makes him, in my opinion, more palatable.
Okay. Well, getting all racist about it.
Yep. I'm Italian. This is my Italian pride. And then Claude and Skip fall into a hole with spikes in it, and Skip falls on the spikes and gets impaled. No, Claude's alive.
He doesn't get impaled.
Claude's the doctor. He's hanging on, and Peter's like, let him fall. He's a dick. And Jose, because Jose was trying to save him, but then Jose is like, well, I think we should at least finish him off then. And Peter's like, yeah, hit him with this club. And Jose smacks Peter with the club and saves Claude because Jose's a good guy.
Jose's good, but he didn't get impaled. Just in case anybody out there's listening.
He got impaled?
He didn't. You said impaled.
He did impaled? Oh, I misspoke. Okay.
Just in case you hear this later.
Okay. So now we're just down to the only survivors. It's
Jose
Peter, Jose, and Claude.
Oh, three. Claude, Jose, and Peter.
Yeah. I mean, are you not counting? You're not counting Peter as a person?
I guess not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like Planet of the Apes. 3 guys left.
And Claude gives another one of his great statements: "Animals don't build traps."
And Claude also is like, "This island's full of voodoo," or is that later?
No, that's Jose who does.
Jose, yes.
Because the next scene is they literally walk in. They're fleeing into the jungle, and they discover this. What they say is a cemetery. They say something that I listened to twice. It sounds like they say, "Looks like someone's been using it for some sort of rice."
That's what I thought too. I remember this.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, are they growing rice there? Because it was like there was like, partially submerged, so maybe.
Some sort of
but
rice.
they're like, what happened to all the bodies here? And Jose's like, Don't touch those leaves. They're voodoo. I know this island is filled with zombies. And Claude's like, shut up, Jose. Zombies don't exist. They never existed. Well, the thing was, Jose couldn't have known this when they filmed this, but we saw in the opening scene there was a zombie.
I guess.
An unexplained zombie, but he's yelling about zombies.
Oh, that's why they stuck the line in, just to explain that opening scene, maybe.
No, I assumed that line was already there. I just think because there, spoilers, folks. There's no giant octopuses. Jose's job in this movie is to be kind of an ass monkey who just says stupid shit.
Yeah.
And so I think that the zombies was stupid shit, but someone, like, when they filmed that original scene, they're like, let's put a fucking zombie in here. Zombies are cool.
I don't know why there's so many fishmen walking around on land. It was a sunny day.
That's a good point. And I should mention, at this point, we haven't seen them clearly again. They're still hiding them because when this film was originally shot, we hadn't seen them yet, but we've already seen them clearly in the opening.
They're taking a clue from Jaws.
Yep. A snake is about to get Claude, but then it gets shot, and we pan up and we see Lady Starkey.
Yep.
And she's on a horse, and she's
good
looking
with a
all
gun.
pretty. Yeah, she is good with the gun.
Is that symbolism, George? A
For?
woman shooting the evil snake?
Oh.
Yeah? I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm giving the film some credit.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. And then, she's like, you have to get off this island. And they're like, we're sick. We need to come.
Unless you have the new issue of this. Well, she asked if they have the new issue of the Strand because they want to know what happens next in Sherlock Holmes. But.
And it turned they do, but all they have is the centerfold. And the
centerfold had no centerfold, George.
The centerfold was her name was Precious Waters. And she was showing her ankle and a fair expanse of breeches.
Can't go back to the well. We're done with that bit.
Okay, good.
So a man on a horse also watches. I have that written down. I have no memory of it.
It's Rackham.
Rackham. Rackham. That's the name of a famous illustrator.
Arthur Rackham.
That's all I thought about when I was watching this.
Me too. So the three convicts, or the two convicts and Claude, follow her back to this compound while they're followed unknowingly by a man on horse who turns out to be the big bad guy of the piece.
And then scary stuff happens. Scary racist stuff starts happening. For me, I was like, how bad is this going to get?
Yeah. That's, I know, Tim, when I watched this, I got because this was my movie choice, and I basically just chose it based on the title. And this part came on, and I started sweating. I'm like, and not just because I was sick, just being like, oh.
Because there's a bunch of people of color, and they are the servants of this woman and Rackham. Her name's Amanda, by the way, right? Amanda and Rackham.
And I will say, they're not the servant of Amanda. They're the servant of Rackham.
Yeah.
Because Rackham's like, this is my island. And
Jose's right away like, oh, these guys practice voodoo. He's saying that. He says that like 10 times.
Jose yells right. Well, after like Rackham is like, I'll take you to your quarters because you're here trespassing. And they take him to the quarters. And as soon as they go in there, Jose sees something with a scorpion on it. He goes, more voodoo. And
what's his name? Peter?
Peter. Yeah, Peter takes like a club and immediately kills it.
He throws it at Jose. Yep. It's just a scorpion. What's wrong with you?
And Jose's freaking out. He actually says, I once saw you strangle an old woman in cold blood. Why this fuss over a scorpion? I'm like, wow, Jose. Murdering old ladies and backstory.
George, you know why he was upset about the scorpion being killed?
Is this a list, Tim?
Maybe.
Okay, let's hear it, Tim.
Well, one reason was he wanted his pet frog to give that scorpion a ride across the river.
Oh. Tim, one of these years, I want a scorpion to appear in this show without you mentioning that old Aesop's fable.
Also, the last time his friend killed a scorpion, his friend constantly bragged that he killed a big insect, and Jose had to explain to him that a scorpion is in the arachnid family, and thus it's a close relative of a spider and not an insect, but his friend would not believe him.
Man, his friend's a dumb asshole. Yep.
And also, Jose had 12 scorpions, and he needed just one more to make his miniature scorpion version of the Last Supper that he was building.
Oh. Okay.
That's it.
Good one. Did he have a figure of a doctor in the middle of the Last Supper?
Yes, a doctor.
Yes. Yeah.
2 weeks later, people, that joke's going to be...
You still remember.
We're still talking about...
The President of the United States has such contempt for everyone's intelligence that after he dressed himself up as fucking Jesus in that fucking painting, he tried to convince people that he thought it was him dressed as a doctor.
That was AI, by the way.
No, apparently it wasn't originally AI, but if you look at the original one, he did change a few things, like including adding, because he is the fucking Antichrist, that weird horned figure in the sky behind him.
That's why people think it's AI. I'm not sure.
The original
I've seen it on some comedy
people
shows.
have posted the original painting where there's a couple differences. Like instead of the Antichrist figure behind him, the demon figure, there's a soldier. His face is smiling in the original one as opposed to looking grim because he's a big toughie. Man, I don't think I've ever seen a person as pathetic as that.
On Jimmy Kimmel, they pointed out that the face of the man he's healing looks like Jeffrey
It
Epstein.
looks like Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, it looks exactly like Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
Whoever is writing this fucking season of America is a fucking hack. Like, Donald Trump is the most, I don't know how anyone in the universe can look at that man and see him as anything other than, like, a contemptible clown.
Yeah.
And the fact that people don't makes me think it's all fake. Like, he's such an idiot.
It's the internet. I think the internet has rotted some people's brains.
Yeah, that's true. Man.
It's affected me.
Yeah. I mean, how so, Tim?
I know it's listening to me. I'm just, I know it affects me, and it shows me things I talk about. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like
this at the little dog run I go to. I've mentioned this before on the show. This is the second time I've seen. I won't get naked on Arrested Development.
David Cross.
Yes, he goes to my little dog run. He's been there twice, and I saw him last. I said to Gene, because he had a very big hat, and he's got a big beard now. And I said to Gene, "That's David Cross. He's being quiet, and he's got the big hat on." And the next day on my phone, I saw films of him, his comedy. I was like, "Oh, my phone was listening to me." Because I don't search him out,
Yeah. I feel like I am constantly going off and turning off all the AI and listening features in all my devices and have to keep redoing it because they keep turning it back on. Yep, old men yelling about the awful technological hellscape we're in.
Dreadful, isn't it?
They go eat with Edmund, I think. He says
Rackham does have the scene where he walks in at Amanda taking a bath.
Yes.
Like, first he's just being a creep.
I don't know if that's first. That doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, you're right. He's a creep.
Yeah, and
because
then
he indicates she's been there since she was a child. This is a whole Woody Allen thing going on. He does indicate that she's been there for.
She's been there for 15 years, and she's probably only 16.
Yep,
she's more than 16, but. So, and then it's a dinner, and Claude's at dinner with Rackham and Amanda and the two convicts, and this is where we're getting some information. Claude inquires about the empty cemetery. And Rackham's like, well, the natives that used to live here were worried about the volcano that's on the island. And they thought it was going to explode, so they left and they threw their bodies into the sea. And Jose's like, but voodoo. And then, and he's literally, and Rackham's like, well, you should ask Shakira about that. Now, Tim.
Yes.
I know you've already thought that Lindsay Lohan is a new actor. Are you familiar with that new musical act, Shakira?
Yes, I am.
I did get excited that her name was Shakira.
Yes.
Shakira, we don't really meet her yet. It's weird that she gets name dropped so early, but she is like a voodoo priestess who plays parts later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Claude is like, I don't know why you would live on this island so far from civilization. And Rackham's like, you think I'm a misanthrope, and I don't hate my fellow man. I resent them placing their laws upon me. Here, I am the absolute master. And I'm like, oh, Rackham's a Republican.
I was thinking, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah.
Oh, shit, you're right. There are some strong overtures of Epstein in here.
There are.
Although, Epstein's much more of a monster than this guy is.
Yes, he is.
While the dinner's going on, we kind of see, over in, the shoulder of, a weird old man. We don't see his face, and he's staring at... He's peeking through the curtains, and it seems like Amanda recognizes him, or sees him at least.
It's like Porky.
And she's like, it's Porky's, yeah, because then he sticks his dick through a hole.
Jeez.
And she's like, grab it. I know that one's got a wart on or whatever. No, and she runs off and goes riding. And then she goes...
Oh, because she goes to give liquid to the sea creatures. Is that when this happens?
Yeah, she goes swimming, and she's wearing this white dress, and she's walking very elegantly into the water, and the Peter, the bad convict, is following her like a creep.
He's gonna
and so she's in the surf, like kind of like waist deep, and all the fish creatures come up. And this is the first time in the original movie, I guess, we would have seen what they looked like. And they surround her, and they're like there's like 6 or 7 of them just all around her, and she's pouring this like milky substance from a vial and like into their like
it looks like
paws.
bantha milk. People.
It does is the blue milk bantha milk? I never realized that.
Yes.
Because don't they show in one of the new Star Wars movies it comes from some weird sea creature?
Yep.
Remember he like squeezes its boobs? Yeah, those aren't banthas. Yeah.
Maybe
so they're
were.
like she's pouring it into their paws and they're like pretending to drink it. And I'm like, what's going on here? And like one of them is like brushing her hair and stuff. And then as she's riding back, she gets attacked by Peter, who knocks her off his horse and is chasing her. And he chases her right back into the surf. And then the fishermen totally mutilate his sorry rapist ass.
Yep.
And that's the end of that scene.
That's the next morning I have written here.
Yep.
Peter's disappeared, and Claude's like, "What's happened to Peter?" And
yep.
Edmund
Well, it's
says
weird too
he's
because
the
like,
master and the law and the jury of this island.
yeah, he says I am the law, and I'm like, oh, he's like
Judge
what's
Dredd.
his name? Judge Dredd. Yeah, it's funny because like Peter, like Claude and Jose are like kind of dragged in before Rackham, and I'm like why are they being dragged in? They're like, where's Peter? And then again, Amanda rides off on a horse again because that's her move. When the going gets tough, she runs off a horse, and this time Jose is like,
I'm gonna chase her.
He steals a horse and follows her, and Rackham's like, let him go, he won't get far, and he's chasing after her, and she's running off. And Claude is running after Peter on foot, tracking him.
How's he
and
gonna
there's
catch a
this,
horse?
I don't know. Well, she's tracking him. He's following his footprints. Like there's a drooly snake that scares Jose off his horse.
Why?
And
yeah,
then,
why was that horse scared of a snake? Horses aren't.
well, it was a very
normally-
drooly snake.
Well,
It was salivating. Yeah,
I thought the horse thought that lizard.
lizard.
That horse thought it looked like a lizard with no legs, and it freaked him out. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because that horse was ableist.
Yes.
It's like a quadruped amputee lizard. That makes me feel uncomfortable.
And that horse once scammed a snake out of $100 by promising him he'd teach him to play the piano. So he's,
You know, that same horse once scammed a lizard out of his 4 legs. Yeah.
in a bet?
Yeah.
What was he betting him?
He's bet him that he couldn't wear bell bottoms.
Also, the
Yep.
glue factory near where that horse lives, it was run by snakes, so it's scary.
Also, that horse, when they did the live action version of this, that horse was played by Chuck and Dale of
Who was in
Bat
the front?
Spider.
Who was
They
in the
both
back?
played the butt.
Okay.
Yeah, I listened to your fucking podcast. All right. So what happens? Jose, he falls off. He runs into that same cemetery again. He yells voodoo again. Yeah.
Or rice.
Then he inexplicably falls off a cliff.
That's right.
Into water. And he sees a big boat that's called the Enterprise. And I'm like, yeah. And that's when Tim stood up and clapped his hands like a happy seal. And then he talked about Vulcans for a half hour until his wife, producer Miss Lee, pretended to be asleep.
Right.
She
She just pretends to faint.
And you go,
she's dead, way.
Jim. Get it? That's a reference. And then he gets onto the boat, but suddenly he's grabbed by the guards.
Right.
And we also see a fisherman really briefly, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, he was attacked quickly, and then he gets on board the ship.
Yep.
When you say guards, it's the bad races in this movie.
I'm trying to avoid that part. Yeah, they are. They are.
These creatures do look like the sea devils from Doctor Who, by the way.
Yeah, they actually are pretty good costumes. The Rackham and his dudes drag off. They drag off Jose. And Claude has been tracking this whole thing, and then he gets face to face with the Fishman walking around, like Tim pointed out, in the middle of the day on land. And he's like, holy shit. And it scratches him, and it's like his chest is bleeding. And it's about to kill him. And Amanda goes, no, stop. And it stops and listens to her. Yep. And he looks at her, and she goes, go on, get away from here while you still can. And she tosses her hair fetchingly. And then I guess he spends the entire night wandering around the woods because it's the next morning again.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know he confronts. He
gets back to the
Edmund
compound.
again.
Yeah, but it's like the next day or night or something. And he's like, he goes, Rackham, there's a monster in the woods. And Rackham's like, you're crazy. And he goes, well, she saved me from the monster. And Amanda's like, you're crazy. And then he's like,
being gaslit.
Yeah. And then like the guards come out, they troubling racial stereotypes, and they all grab him, and Claude's like, "You're right, I am talking nonsense."
It was a giant octopus.
It was a giant octopus.
Or voodoo.
Yeah.
It's someplace here. I forget what happens here, but Claude. They find out Claude is a doctor, and then Rackham's like, "Oh, we need a doctor."
Yeah. Because at this scene, suddenly the old man who we saw looking over the window just suddenly busts into the room.
Yes.
And he's crazy.
It's Joseph Cotton.
It's Joseph Cotton. And he's got like goopy sores all over his hands. And Rackham goes, "You're alive because this man needs a doctor. Now do something quickly."
And Claude says, "I remember." His name is Ernest.
That part's a little bit later, but yeah, his name is, yeah.
You were condemned for putting animal organs into humans. You put cat parts in a human. It wasn't perfect, but it was okay.
Oh, you skipped so many scenes to get to your dumb joke.
You put cow organs in a man. It was an utter failure.
Oh, I thought it moved you.
No. He put hamster parts in a lady, and she ended up lost. No, that's good. She ended up lost inside the wall of his house and wasn't found until a few weeks later when her corpse started to smell. That's what happened.
I forget, did that actually happen to you with the hamster? Is that why you went with that one?
I think that happens to hamsters.
Yeah.
Not to mine. I never had one.
No?
Nope. Did you?
No, I had gerbils.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got loose eventually, right? That's how it always ends. They get lost. And
I don't think... I feel like No, my big gerbil trauma was, I got a boy and a girl, so they would have babies. They had many babies. And, of course, they ate at least one baby. That's rough when they eat a baby.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to see that, yeah.
What, did you come home and find its skeleton, or did you just...
No, I seem to remember, like, it was just... Saw it just chomping on it, just like, chomp, chomp. Like, I feel like when they're first shat out, the little babies, they barely have skeletons. They're just, like, pink blobs of meat.
Well, he was the weak one. He had to go.
I guess so, yeah.
The name of that little gerbil was Eric.
Well, no, this is
Eric
true, Tim.
Trump.
Eric Trump.
Like, this one. I have to eat this one.
Eric. Man, I could picture Trump eating Eric Trump.
It's my one Eric joke.
Yeah.
Each week.
No,
what did you want to talk about that I missed here? I ran ahead. I ran it over.
You did, yeah. Well, he cleans out. He cleans out like the sores of this guy, who he does learn is Professor Ernest Marvin.
Ernest Marvin,
a once famed biologist. Yes. He's like, I thought he'd been dead. He died a long time ago, and Rackham's like, he hasn't. And the longer he survives, the longer you will.
Yep.
And we see that the walls of this place where the doctor was is covered with all these old-timey medical drawings of fish and men.
Yeah, it's a clue.
Yeah, it's a clue.
There's guppies, goldfish. Yep. He looks
and
all around his office. Does he look around his office, Claude?
Yes.
Because I have here that he found Ernest. His name's Ernest Joseph, you said, right? He found copies.
Ernest Marvin. Joseph Cotton is the actor.
Oh, yes.
You're just combining.
I call him Ernest Joseph Cotton. He found copies of his Playboy-like magazine called Naughty Dolly Mops.
Wait, you yelled at me when I tried to make Strand a Playboy magazine.
I know.
Because you were sitting in your own shitty Playboy magazine joke. Okay.
It's called Naughty Dolly Mops. You know what a dolly mop is? It's a part-time sex worker in 1891, George.
Really?
That's a dolly mop.
A dolly mop.
That had a centerfold.
I'm sure that's upsetting. Yeah?
It's upsetting. I don't know where that name came from. It's the July 1889 issue. Centerfold is Mary, Anna, Margaret, Elizabeth, Anna. Mm-hmm. Her favorite activities? Mm-hmm. Not catching and dying of Russian influenza. Guilty pleasures? Thinking how happy she is that her brother died of Russian influenza and not her. Ambitions? To hopefully find out she has another brother so he can die of Russian influenza instead of her. Favorite books? Books that teach her how to write and update her last will and testament.
Mm-hmm. And Russian influenza.
Favorite sport? When she was a rugby ball for the Liverpool rugby team. Favorite pets? Her kitty Puffin and Eddie, because they were the best meal she ever had. Speaking of gross foods. Favorite food? As long as it's not a scorpion, she's happy with anything. And jobs before modeling. going into black lung mines and digging up black lung disease so it could be shipped to coal mines. That's it.
I love that you said this joke is done. I'm not doing the fake Playboys anymore.
That's it.
And
This
not
is it.
10 minutes later you do a Playboy. All right.
I knew it was coming, George.
So to return to the movie real quick, I'm trying to get through this quick.
They go back to the cave, I think.
Well, Claude kind of saves the doctor, and he's like, he goes, "You're gonna only last a week or two if we don't get you to a hospital."
In medicine,
and the doctor's like, "I can't leave. My work is unfinished." And we're like, "What work?" And Rackham comes in. And he's like, "Come with me," and he takes Claude to the cemetery. And Claude's all like worried. He's like, "If I wanted to do it with you, would have done it long before now." And he goes, and he's taking him into like the secret compartments that we went into with Jose. And he's explaining, on this island, time and many of the processes of evolution have stood still. And he takes some of this into this diving bell. And they go inside this. They go deep down, 2,000 feet down. And he says, "This island is the peak of a vanished continent, Doctor." And Claude's looking at it. He's like, "What is that?" And it's Atlantis.
Yep.
And like, you're like, what? This movie's bringing Atlantis in at like the hour mark?
And
he goes,
why are they
"There."
in a diving bell? It's important to the plot. Because humans can't go down 2,000 feet.
It's too far to go down. It's 2,000 feet. And they're looking at this Atlantean temple, the temple of the sun god. Mm-hmm. And he's talking, Rackham's telling him, he goes, "I sent for Marvin years ago. I hope somehow he can communicate with them. Yes, your fish friends. They're the descendants of Atlantis." And I'm like, it's like Namor, the Submariner. And I'm excited. I'm like, this is cool. And like, I'm like, and he explains like, and he's like, and like the doctor's like, "But how could they have evolved and lived like this?" He goes, "That's exactly how. The continent sunk so slowly that they slowly turned into fish people." I'm like, this is kind of interesting. I'm enjoying this.
Fish
Folks,
apes.
it's all a lie. It's all a fucking lie.
But it's
And he tells
foreshadowing.
him-
Yeah, go ahead.
It's kind of, I don't know. I to my money, I will say I think this part's more interesting than what really happens.
Yeah, me too.
And it's not like he's really hiding his villainy, and because he's like, "Yeah, I need to use these fish people to plunder the gold. It's this great discovery," and Claude is like, "But you're not going to give this for science." He's like, "No, I'm going to keep it all for myself. It's dreadful, isn't it?"
Dreadful.
When he says it, "Dreadful, isn't it?" I'm like, this is my favorite line in the movie.
But I said foreshadowing because I'm like, someone's going to die in this bathysphere, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, it's like Chekhov's bathysphere.
This is totally
next
like
thing
a
we
Doctor
have-
Who plot where you meet somebody and you're like, "Oh, you're doing this? This is okay. You're helping these people," and then you're like, "Oh no, you're doing something totally terrible."
But they're not.
Or
The
Star
thing
Trek.
is, he's not helping the people. He's
No, I know.
exploiting the Atlanteans, or as it turns out, what they're not, because
But they don't need
the
that
next
gold,
scene
George.
right after
what
this,
are they
we
going
just
to do with that gold in the ocean? These
yeah,
Atlanteans.
that's true. But the next scene after they establish this cool possible origin for them, we're looking at Claude, and he's in the same place where the fucking doctor is as before. And he's reading the doctor's journal, and he goes, "This is the part Tim made reference to before. Now I remember." This is written verbatim. "Now I remember. He's the geneticist who was condemned due to his experiments, transplanting animal organs into human beings." He says this aloud to himself.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, so it's not descendants of Atlanteans. What it turns out is the doctor came there because he wanted to turn the island's inhabitants into fish people, which he did. Yep.
And that liquid controls them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's just cut through the chase at this point, right?
But he opens a container, right? Are we getting there?
First he goes and tells Amanda, and she's like, "That can't possibly be true. My father's a good man." Mm-hmm. He's like, "Well, let's go ask him." And they go into his lab, which she's like, "Even I've never been in my father's lab."
That's
and
bad
the father's
sign.
not there, and they open up a container, and Tim, what's in the container?
Jose, who I didn't recognize. I don't know how they recognized him.
I don't know how they fucking recognize Jose. Because Jose looks like the fucking gill man, but he's all goopy.
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
He goes,
like.
"Can't you see? It's Jose." And here's the thing, man.
I think it's because Jose gurgled giant octopuses. It's
Well,
voodoo.
The part that made me, like, I feel it was a missed opportunity here, and I don't think it was even the same actor. No. The actor who played Jose had a weird walleye. He had a bit of a Jack Elam eye.
He did.
If we were still doing the Jack Elam Awards, or whatever the hell we were calling it, he would be up there.
Yes.
The monster doesn't have that.
No.
But somehow, even though it's like it looks like a kind of waxy melted version of the Creature of the Black Lagoon,
right?
Like Claude's like, "Don't you see it's Jose?" and Amanda's screaming, and then he flips out. Claude flips out, and he just gushes its chest.
Yep, stabs
mushy
him, right?
chest. He rips stuff out and is like pummeling it with something, and all this blood comes out.
Yep.
And Jose the monster dies.
Mm-hmm.
And then the doctor walks in, and he's like, "No, my work. He was the only one of the samples that had human intelligence."
What? Really?
Yeah, and I'm
Racist again.
like, well, kind of, because it was Jose. So, and then
he knew what voodoo was.
Yeah, he kept yelling about octopuses.
For some reason, the volcano starts erupting. That has nothing to do with anything else.
Well, from here on in, it's just chaos. Because Rackham comes in, and for some reason, he shoots the fucking doctor who he needs.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, now we'll see if you could give yourself kills to the doctor. Like, why? Why would he be able to do that? Then the volcano erupts.
He just kills him like a Batman villain. He puts him in a tank, which he could have shot him.
Yeah. And there's a scene right before this where we see Shakira, who was the voodoo priestess who they talked about. She's laying on the floor, outside, doing some sort of ceremony. She's flipping out. And she's like, I foretell death and destruction descending upon the island. And then after this, it starts happening. So, they knock out Claude. They throw him in the bath, the diving bell. Instead of just fucking...
they put Claude in a tank with water. And the rest of them
I thought it was the diving bell.
No, the other people run to the diving bell. That's where they die. It's just the whole...
Maybe you take over. My notes break down here.
The Titan submersible all over again. It implodes.
A bunch of billionaires go down and they get turned into jelly.
He starts shooting his servants because some of them were disobeying. And
he shoots Shakira, and then he shoots two other people. Yep. Because Shakira has decided that in order to stop the island's volcano from exploding, that she needs to kill Amanda. This comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
And so...
Because they're fighting... Oh, Claude does catch up with Edmund, and they fight on the island while they...
Who's Edmund?
Edmund, the bad guy.
Rackham?
Yeah.
Was his name Edmund Rackham? I didn't catch that.
Maybe I got the wrong name here. But Claude is fighting with them while the volcano's going off. It's just like the end of Star Trek 3 with Kirk and Klingon fighting.
Yep.
With Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd's there, yep. And then he goes, Great Scott!
No, he was the Klingon.
I know.
Okay.
Yep.
Then they fall into the water where the boat is. And
what Tim is mentioning, you skipped, how was... Last we heard Claude was locked up in a tank.
He got out.
Shakira frees him.
Oh, okay.
With her she... the
you
fish
said you wanted to rush through this.
Yeah, but I wanted to rush through in a way that makes sense. This is why that 70 millimeters review thing didn't make any sense.
You understood the movie.
The fish monsters... No, I had no idea what was going on. The fish monsters are all going nuts at this point because the only thing that controls them is that milky liquid, which is administered to them by Amanda. But now that he's killed the doctor, there's nobody to give that. Plus, he's losing all the natives because he massacred a bunch of them on the thing. Yeah, he's fighting with Claude. What happens then?
Well, then they fall in the water by the boat. Mm-hmm. That inspired the ending of the Goonies.
Yep.
The cave starts to cave in, and Esmond fights. They have a knife. They fight for a while.
Yep.
Edmund.
And Rackham.
They do fight with a knife. I remember this.
Yep.
They fall in the water. Oh, Edmund falls in the water. He gets eaten by the fishmen. Right?
Yep.
Somebody dies in the bathysphere. I'm sorry. I forget who.
I honestly thought the bathysphere thing was where he was imprisoned. I think you were just seeing what you wanted to see. Movie ends. The only two survivors... So that we know of are Claude and Amanda.
Floating in the water on a wooden door.
So now he's on his, and she's like, there's not enough room, and he freezes to death.
And that ending inspired the ending of Kramer versus Kramer. Maybe, I don't know.
Kramer famously ends in a shipwreck.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it ended with shots of the fishmen. I have that written. I have no memory of that.
I don't remember either, and unfortunately, when I was rewatching it today, I just stopped,
fell asleep.
So I didn't get to the end. Yeah.
You just stopped.
I didn't have time.
Everybody died, basically, except for Amanda and Claude.
Amanda and Claude. I assume at least one fishman survived, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they showed a fishman in case they wanted a sequel. I think it was...
Which, Tim, did you see there actually was a sequel to this?
Oh, my God. No.
It was 20 years later...
kidding.
This original director returned.
That's it. That's
and did it as it's called Queen of the Fishmen, and it's set in the far future after New York City has collapsed. And they get from New York City to this island where there's a beautiful woman who's in charge of the Fishmen now. And it was a made-for-TV movie in Italy, but by the same director.
Wow. That means it was year 2000, 20 years later, 81.
No, the movie was... Wait, I guess so. Yeah, if this movie was about 79...
Yeah.
Because in Italy, this was... So it was about... Yeah, it was 79, so it was like 99, like 1999.
Do Italy... Oh, okay. Italy, I thought you were thinking Italy counted years like dog years.
They do, yes. Everyone knows that.
Now we have the part of the show where Tim and George talk about how this movie is like Star Wars and Labyrinth.
How's it like Star Wars? How is it like Star Wars? Remember poor Jose who looked like a poor man's Dom DeLuise?
Uh-huh.
So this is like Star Wars because, ironically, Dom DeLuise went to see Star Wars on opening day, but he had a fish dinner with Joseph Cotton and Burt Reynolds before he went.
Nothing to do with Star Wars, but go on. Yeah,
he went to see it. And sadly, that fish meal he ate, it was bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he ended up getting sick during the trash compactor scene, and he had to leave. He was sick for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got better, you know what the big movie was that came out you went to see? Screamers, Island of the Fishmen. But before he went, he drank a bunch of bantha milk, and he ended up not getting sick and sadly had to watch the entire Screamers, Island of the Fishmen movie.
Tim, you are only giving proof to my theory you know nothing about Star Wars. That had nothing to do with Star Wars.
It did.
Nothing
Dom
to do with Star
DeLuise
Wars.
went to see it.
Yeah. Dom DeLuise, famously not in Star Wars, went and saw Star Wars. There's nothing... I did saw this movie. So a person... All right.
You didn't listen to my story.
Oh, I listened, Tim. All right, here's how this is like Labyrinth. They're both movies.
Come on.
How about that? That's about as connected as yours is.
Mine's very connected.
Yeah. They're both movies. That's how it's like Labyrinth. All right,
I'm
next.
sure when they found Jose in that tank, he smelled bad.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. Smells bad. All right, here it goes.
Wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, I'll find you. I'll get you. I'll get you.
Revenge.
I'll get you.
Okay, I'm going first with sequel then.
Okay.
All right.
I don't mind.
So it's tricky. We always like, Seddy Bimco.
Wait, George, help me out with the sound of it. Do we start now with the music? Does movie start
Music's
now?
already been playing, Tim.
Music starts now.
Not a lot of people really survive this movie. You could argue, when we know that Claude does and Amanda and maybe a Fishman, we're not sure in that. Know who actually survives, Tim?
I'm going to say Jose.
Jose.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though Claude mushed his guts, turns out Jose was already undergoing a lot of changes.
Oh.
It turns out he didn't particularly hate it.
I like me.
Jose, let's be honest, he wasn't a great physical specimen beforehand.
Who says?
No.
No, the only thing we really knew about him,
Body
aside from
shaming.
that he saw octopuses and voodoo everywhere,
Yes.
was that he had kind of a walleye and that he once strangled an old lady.
She deserved it.
That's right.
But now he found himself in a goopy fishman body that had all different organs and different spots and all kinds of stuff. And he was like, well, he wakes up after, the volcano's going off, everyone's dead. He kind of wakes up. He's like, oh, my chest got all gush, but I'm alive. And, fuck that guy. Fuck that Claude.
Damn Claude.
For, just reacting. He didn't even ask me if I wanted to live. I was cool with this.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got a hole in my chest because of this guy. Fuck him. So he actually, one of the powers that Jose gets is he has an enhanced sense of smell. So he's able to follow the track of Amanda and Claude to the water, where of course he loses it. But luckily, now that he's a gill man,
Can't he smell blood just like a shark?
Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, they're in a boat. But he gets into the water and he follows as much as he can. He can't, but he can breathe underwater and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
He discovers all this cool shit. He swims all the way to South America.
Okay.
There he finds where the Amazon meets the sea, and he swims up it, and he eventually finds a black lagoon
Why not a white lagoon?
where he kind of hides out there, and he just kind of chills out for a time. Because he wants to heal up, he wants to get less goopy, maybe have his outer shell get hard and bulletproof. And he's the whole time he's just waiting. He's going, when I get all bulletproof and strong, I'm going to fuck up Claude so hard.
I thought he was going to sing a song with a crab.
Under the sea.
No, what?
Okay,
Who?
Sebastian.
All right, yeah, but
Keep going.
who is... When does Sebastian sing with a Gilman?
It could happen. Anything can happen.
I sing with him all the time. I play the
Hey,
bongos.
you
Under
interrupt
the
my
sea.
stories with your own fucking random shit. All right. Unfortunately, time passes because now he's going to extend lifespan. It's 1962.
I've lived
Whoa.
way too long.
Yeah, and he gets caught by the U.S. government, and he's shipped to Baltimore in this
Can I
container.
meet John Waters?
And at one point, he's like, "Well, he doesn't know what to make of this." And he's in this special facility where they have weird things like this. And there's this lady who is a cleaning person there.
Does she have a vacuum?
She's mute.
But does she have a vacuum? I think she does.
Yes, she does have vacuum. She's this mute cleaning lady, and she opens this thing one time. Now we've established Jose's a lonely guy who hasn't had much luck with the ladies.
So lonely.
This woman's very attractive, actually. Let's say she's played by Sally
Aunt May.
Hawkins.
Okay, Sally Hawkins.
Sally Hawkins, yeah. And Sally Hawkins frees it, and they have some fucking raunchy fishman on human lady sex.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And I wrote a list. Here's some of the positions they did. Number 1, dogfishy style.
Okay.
Number 2, 69 leagues under the sea.
Nice.
That's dirty.
Number 3, the old Moby Dick. Number 4, the reverse fish girl.
Come over here.
Number 5, the octopussy. That was his favorite one because he was Jose secretly.
Is it a giant
Number
octopus?
6, a blowhole job.
No.
And number 7, the old waterbed.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of sex. And then
Ties in.
Michael Shannon shows up, and I think he kills Michael Shannon. But Sally Hawkins gets injured, but they escape into the water, and he kisses her, and she heals, and she becomes a fish person. And do you know what this movie is called, Tim?
What's it called?
Jose, can you see?
C spelled
end.
S-E-A.
Exactly.
Voodoo.
Nice
Did
one.
you know what movie
Good
I was
one.
referencing there? I don't think you did.
It was The Little Mermaid. That's like I said. I was waiting for Sebastian.
No. All right, go do your list.
Okay.
All right.
Start my music.
No, don't play this one. Play the music that sounds like farts.
It's 1891.
No, it's not.
And we
Tim,
ended...
it's 2026. Are you okay?
It's 1891, and we ended
Yes.
this movie with Claude and Amanda floating on a piece of wood as they spotted a nearby boat. That's how it ended.
Oh my God,
Remember?
Tim! Wait, I just realized something.
Yeah.
Remember that scene where Claude is in the land and he runs into the fishman and he rakes him with his claws?
Right?
Claude got clawed.
Yes, he did.
All right, go back to your story.
Claude got Claude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we ended the movie with Claude.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
I interrupt you when it's
Yep.
funny.
I interrupt you just to teach you a lesson.
They see a boat at the end of the movie. They're floating on a piece of wood.
What sort of boat is it, Tim?
It's a clipper ship from 1891.
Who is there a skipper?
That boat approached them, and the
is
captain.
it the skipper?
Nope. Captain says, "I say,
There. Oh,
what's the
boy,
problem
there.
here, floating about on the ocean
What's the
on a
problem
piece of
here?
wood?" And Claude says, "Yes, some fishmen attacked us, and then they saved us because remember the fishmen pushed them to sea.
Please help
I
us.
don't remember that.
Please,
Can you please help us, sir?"
Please.
And
please,
he
sir.
says, "Well, let me ask my little buddy."
Yes, he says.
Yeah.
Let me ask my little buddy, but I'm in a bit of a rush. We need new
Rush,
shoes.
yeah?
And thank the Queen,
We'll
the
get
great
back to
shoe
the
strike in Rochester,
colonies.
New York, was called off, and we're headed to the States to get new shoes.
My boys have no shoes. They're all
And
yours.
my Ludlam, yes.
Is that Rochester, New York, the home of occasional co-host Kevin Cablasto and Needle Drop Records?
Yep.
Shop
All right.
at Needle Drop Records, boys. Oi, shop at Needle Drop Records. Hey.
So Claude says, "That's all great. You got to go get new shoes, but could you please let us aboard your ship, please, sir?"
Please, sir.
And the captain
What's
says,
called?
"I don't know, my good sir. Will you get my Strand magazine all wet? I'm caught up in this new feature concerning a certain Sherlock Holmes and his studying of Scarlet.
It's got a buddy called Watson.
You know,
He's
The good-
studying of Scarlet.
yes.
A
what
study
it's-
in Scarlet, you turd.
Well, that's what he said back then. He was unfamiliar." And Claude says, "No, neither I nor Amanda will get your magazine wet. Please let us
We
aboard."
won't get you wet, sir. Please,
Have we
sir.
mentioned what Amanda's last name is yet?
Amanda,
Amanda, hug and kiss.
Amanda Hug and Kiss.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
They say He asks, please let me aboard as we've drifted into colder waters. I'm getting chilly. The captain says, well, I'm also in a bit of a hurry. I want to get back to England.
How did he get chili if they were on the sea? Was there like a galley floating nearby where they were cooking chili?
You got to interrupt when there's something funny to say, George.
That was funny, chili. See, I'm mixing up the chili. It's
Yeah.
like the chili pepper, Tim.
Wow.
Yep.
He says, we've drifted into colder waters. Please, let us on board. And the captain says, well, I'm in a bit of a hurry. As I want to stop in England, as it's 1891, I intend to use the brand new London to Paris telephone service to call my sister in Paris, who's taking care of my cat. Because when she last telegraphed me, she said my little Petunia was on the roof.
But don't worry.
Is the Petunia the name of the cat?
Yeah, my cat
Petunia
Petunia.
the kitty.
I think you can come up with a better name.
And Claude says, good God, man, just let us on board
What if the
before I
cat's name?
freeze.
What if the cat's name is Claude?
Claude, that would be
Because
confusing.
he has claws.
That's
He has
confusing
claws.
to the listener.
That could add to the trouble of this that Claude is experiencing.
But the captain is looking at his newspaper. Says, I'm sorry, my good sir, I'm distracted by this week's Yellow Kid illustration, or cartoon as they call them.
Look at this comic.
I hope one day they'll make more comic strips, maybe one about a boat filled with talking animals called Boner's Ark. That would be jolly good, sir.
Please let us aboard your ship. Please, sir.
But sadly, Claude cannot reply as the water got cold and he sunk dramatically below the surface as Amanda cried and clutched her priceless diamond necklace.
Oh.
But they finally brought her on board. They brought her back to Liverpool, and she recovered. She recovered for 20 years before she bought a ticket to America on the Titanic. And we all know what happened then. And, as she floated in the cold waters on a wooden door, she thought to herself,
And I wish I hadn't ordered that fish.
damn, I'll never know how that 1911 Sherlock Holmes serial, The Adventure of the Red Circle, ended.
Upset my stomach
And,
before I
and she froze to
died.
death. And this movie's called 1891, the year that changed everything. Okay, there you go. And
I ruined
play
that
music.
for you.
You ruined it.
That's what you get for doing all your fucking Little Mermaid shit during mine.
One.
Tim, do we have
Anyway,
any mail? Do we have any mail, Tim?
you know what?
What?
We do.
What?
Her name
All
is
right.
Chris. It's from Chris from the Dominicated podcast.
Okay. Hi, Chris.
And Rena. I don't know who wrote this. Oh, Chris wrote this.
Okay.
He says, Taco Bell is the spam of Mexican food. So he must have heard the episode where I've always made fun of
There
Taco
was an
Bell.
episode recently where, like, you admitted, like, even though Taco Bell is the butt of your jokes, you admitted you've
never
never
ate
eaten
there.
Taco Bell.
Nope.
And I think it's the same one where, like, I asked you if you had to eat only Taco Bell or McDonald's, what should you do? And you chose McDonald's.
Yeah, they got more variety, I think.
I chose Taco Bell.
Well, he continues. It is straight up garbage, but sometimes it's
Damn.
exactly
Damn,
what
Chris.
you want. It's the most delicious garbage you can put in your face hole, sorry.
Wow.
So it was that at 1 a.m. in 2018, I stood waiting for my food in a Westbury, New York Taco Bell holding 2 drinks. Everyone there was blissfully unaware that my only companion for the 2-person meal were shame and joy. I regret I regret nothing. Oh. Where
I
is
like that.
Westbury? Where's Westbury?
Like where the Westbury Music Fair is. It's upstate, but it's in Westchester, I believe.
Westchester.
So I guess it's not upstate. I know they get weird when we say that. What I love about that story is the way, like, he ordered so much food that they, like, it's like they gave him the 2 drinks. He's like, no, it's just me.
Do you get 2 drinks? Like for the price
That's what
of
it
one?
makes it sound like to me. I mean, he ordered 2. He ordered 2 meals.
Oh, the 2-person
Like 2
meal.
combo
Yep.
meals, and
Okay.
then or the 2-person meal, which was maybe a thing, and there was 2 drinks that came with it, but he was going to house that entire whatever it was himself. Which, Chris, that's a good. I like that. Good for you, Chris.
Good story. I know we've all done that. I can't remember where I've done that, but I've done that. George has done that.
It used to be a thing for me, like back when I was like a much younger man. Like Taco Bell was definitely like a guilty pleasure of mine. And I was vegetarian, so all I would eat was like the bean burritos and like the 7-layer burritos. But like every once in a while, I would get it, and like I would like I'd have a bit of like some marijuana, and I just like watch like
Then you-
terrible old movies. I basically watched like Seddy Bimco movies while just eating way too many bean burritos and getting high with my cat and just being like, woo, living the dream.
No, I don't think I've eaten that much. I've only eaten public food, as George knows.
Well, everybody, just so
Leftover
you know, a
birthday
little
cakes.
behind the scene, Tim's birthday is approaching. And our friend circle, we've been trying to figure out what to do for Tim's birthday. I think we have our answer. We're taking Tim to Taco Bell. There's a Taco Bell cantina near me, Tim, which I think means they serve alcohol.
Wow.
So we just plant
Bell
there. We
canteen.
could just... Oh, it's so dirty looking.
No, yeah.
No.
I think not. I think not.
Well,
Take
Tim,
a
you've already,
chance.
I mean, it's your birthday. You've made it this far. Why not?
Why
not
not?
risk it all on a Taco Bell?
Taco Bell, some heroin. Why not? Just try it all.
Tim, would you rather eat Taco Bell every day for a year, or
try heroin.
do heroin once?
I think Taco Bell. Heroin scares
yeah.
me. Everybody gets addicted.
Heroin seems like bad news, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, there's no happy stories with that, but it must feel really, really good because people get fucked up on it and like they ruin their lives.
Was it cocaine or heroin that gave Eric Clapton all those hit songs? I forget.
I mean, he literally has a song called Cocaine, so I'm going to guess it was cocaine.
It was cocaine, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yep.
Happy stuff.
Yep. But Lou Reed has a song called Heroin.
Yes.
Yep.
And Waiting for the Man. He has a lot of drug songs.
Who would win a fight, Lou Reed or Eric Clapton?
Oh, wow. That's...
I think Lou Reed would crawl Eric Clapton. I think he'd beat him like a redheaded stepchild.
He seemed to work out. I don't think Eric works out.
Lou Reed is from New York. Eric Clapton is from some posh place in England. Enough
Right.
said. Yeah.
With an apartment in New York.
Well, yeah, because he's rich.
Yeah.
Oh, man, is that where his son died? Was
I
it
think
New
so.
York?
That's why I'm
Oh,
thinking.
that's
that
sad.
was-
Yeah, that's sad.
England doesn't have tall buildings. We all
No.
know.
Yeah, that's why Superman
Right,
doesn't go
Dirk.
there, because he's nothing to jump over.
Nothing to smash through. I guess that's it. Every
guess
other
so.
week, we've talked long enough.
Yep.
So next, in 2 weeks from now, Kevin Cablasto's coming back, and we're going to watch Devil's Express, otherwise known as Gang War. This also, had 2 names, and it's on YouTube. Oop, it's on YouTube.
Jesus fucking Christ, you goddamn animal.
All that talk of Taco Bell.
Don't you blame
So-
Taco Bell?
It's on YouTube. 1970. I didn't write the year. You're looking at it. You see the year? You've already closed your window.
1979.
Yeah, kung fu fighting. Says there's a monster in the sewer, but I haven't read too much about this movie. I'm just throwing it out
don't
there,
know.
and maybe
Yeah.
George will show up. We don't know, but
Maybe
Kevin
maybe, who knows?
Cablasto will be here again. Okay, we're done. You got to talk about anything else? Professor X.
No.
I'm really. I like this. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a chuck had a woodchuck? So
Well, I just saw the monster and I'm disappointed.
I'm sure.
It's
I'm
real
sure.
bad. It's real
Does he look
bad.
like a
too.
gill man? Does he look like Jose?
No, Jose the Gill Man looks pretty good. This does not look good.
All right,
That means I have to watch it. All right.
everybody.
Everybody,
Be good. Go your own way.
go your way. Rhiannon,
Goodbye. So long.
bye.
Farewell.
Bye.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
So she says, "What's up? I just took a look at Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge, and I have to say, it's worth
hate
a
it.
quick conversation."
The conversation is don't listen.
Here's the issue. Every episode covers a unique topic, but YouTube has almost nothing. Oh, I opened the wrong one.
Okay, I'm
Christ.
like this reads like it's a fucking AI sort of
I
slop.
opened the wrong one. I'm going to cut that all out.
All right,
Damn
or
it.
keep it in because it shows something about you.